You have to eventually, two things. I think we need to restructure our tax code because, as you mentioned, our tax rate, remember the .com era? When we had all those, we had a bunch of rush of revenues, billions of dollars more than we had the previous 2 years, the late 90s. So what the state did is they spent every penny of that. Then it dropped back down after 9/11. We had a recession. The revenues dropped back down, the spending stayed up. Same thing when we had a big housing rush and everything. Billions of dollars extra in revenue because half of our revenue into the state is from personal income tax and capital gains. Half our revenue. So when you have that big drop in capital gains, most of your revenues, a big chunk of them goes away, but your spending stays up there. So I think to first of all, level out so you don't have these spikes in revenues. To level it out, I think you have to drop your personal income tax. I'd like to see elimination of the personal income tax and take your sales tax, reduce that down to about 3 or 4%, and then spread that tax to services. And what I mean services, your haircuts, your salons and so on, movie tickets, you put a 3 or 4% tax on that. What it does, a couple things. It captures the underground economy. People that are not paying taxes, they go get a haircut, they go to movies, they're going to pay a tax. Secondly, it takes away from productivity. People earning money, let's not tax that hard-earned money. Let's tax it when they spend it, because you can choose not to spend it. But let's not tax that income. And what that'll do is it gives you a broader base and a more level stream of taxation. It's not just spikes on relying on personal income. It has a broader base to drop it. I think that's better for the economy. And what that also do is, I talked about sales taxes, 9% here in the county. If you want to open up a manufacturing, which we've lost a good part of manufacturing in California, which is good jobs. If you want to open up a machine shop, you want to spend $20 million on those machines, you're hitting a 9% sales tax on that. You can go across to another state where they have 0 sales tax or a small percent of sales tax or no income tax, no corporate tax. They're not going to do it. So by taking that sale, we discriminate against that manufacturing by making it cost so much to buy those machines. If you drop it in half, that might invite more manufacturers to come back to California. And then you share that burden on the services that are not paying any tax right now. So more or less you spread the burden evenly and not discriminate against one particular group or another. And before I get to that, let me talk so that's the first thing I think we have to do. We're gathering data. I don't know exactly what those numbers are. We hope to have data on the Revenue Tax Committee within the next month to look at what that would mean, what kind of service and so on. I don't have those answers. But I think ultimately the solution is you're going to have to bypass Sacramento on a lot of these things. Your transportation, do you need to spend your dollars or send them to Sacramento, $1 there to come back 50 cents to do your off-ramp here? Why not leave those tax dollars here and let your cities, your county, your regional government build your infrastructure, your road infrastructure? Why does it have to go to Sacramento? You could say same for your welfare, same for your education. What value does Sacramento have in doing that? Not much. We're good at taking the money, chopping it up, using it up in the agencies, but and then it has to come right back down to the local level to be used. It seems like a waste. So I think ultimately you're going to have to bypass Sacramento, keep those dollars local, and then keep the project funded locally. Let me give you an example of off-ramps, interchanges. It takes 13 years to build on average an interchange. 2 of that is construction. That means 11 years of planning, mitigation, and so forth. That's because of state laws. The state laws, the environmental law are so insane that it takes 11 years to plan an off-ramp, just 2 years to build it. Let's keep those monies locals, trust the locals to do the job right. We don't need Sacramento. It's a take and let, use it with agencies, sending it back down here, wasting money. So I think that's the only way. Sacramento is going to have a tough time reforming itself. They're not good at saying, oh yeah, we understand the problem, we're going to draw down the workers. It's not going to happen. You're simply going to have to get a system where you keep the dollars local to fund the local program. Why can't the county of Riverside run their own welfare program? They can. They can. They absolutely keep your dollars here and let the people in Riverside decide what level of welfare they want. Maybe they want a lot, maybe a little, let them decide. If it's not right, the next county over, they'll probably get people moving over there if they have a lower welfare rate or higher, whatever it might be. But you'll probably find an equilibrium then if you let the counties make those decisions. But having the state do it, I just don't think it's been efficient, to say the least. I think it's been terribly inefficient, and I don't think we have the luxury of doing it anymore. I just don't think that we have the luxury anymore. It has to be done locally.
It creates jobs too.
Yeah. In the state, like I say, you really got to look at what value is it in sending that money up there to sit in an agency and send it right back down.
Well, it brings more accountability too because it's on a local level.
Exactly. You can go to your city council.
Exactly.
I don't know what days they meet here, but you can go there, you can complain, you get your 3 minutes. Good luck. Going to Sacramento, Washington, D.C.? No. You want to keep that responsibility local. People can interact locally. They truly trust their local governments more. It's just, you use the word accountability. It's just the further away you get, the less accountability you have. So I think that's ultimately when we talk about the end game of the master state. I don't think we survive if we don't make it more locally, regional government based. You know, you can take the 3 counties, Riverside, San Bernardino, Orange County, whatever, and they can decide what kind of transportation system to go through the county. You don't need the state to do it. Let the regional government decide, okay, we want to build this extra lane on the freeway, build this artery over here. You don't need the state to do it. The local, regional governments can do that in a much more efficient way.